Hello everyone. We are ready to start the press conference. First of all, thank you for joining us for this press conference both here in Riga and online. We will begin the press conference with comment on this morning announcement from representatives from Nordea and DNB Bank. I would like to start by introducing the members on the head table. Inga Skisaker, Head of Banking Baltic Countries Nordea Bank, and Mats Vermelin from DNB Bank, Baltic Division. So I would now like to hand over to the speakers, and then we will open Q&A session.
Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us here today for this special event. Nordea and DNB have decided to join forces in the Baltics by establishing a leading Baltic bank with Nordic ownership. This is possibly one of the largest transactions of such kind in the region. Over the years, Nordea has built a solid, strong bank in the Baltics. By combining our knowledge of the market, cooperation with customers and employees, we have reached a strong position number 3. I would like to thank very much our customers and our employees for their contribution and for enabling us to be where we are today. Now we have reached the point where we need to take the next step. And the next step requires adding scale. Together with DNB, we will have scale, stronger geographic coverage, and broader product offering, making us attractive choice for home bank relationships for customers. The combined bank will be the second largest bank in the Baltics, with a lending portfolio of 13 billion euros and deposit base of 8 billion euros. The combined market share will be 26%, making a strong competitive platform for us for the future. I hand over to Mats now.
Thank you, Inga. Yes, this is a big day for customers, bank customers in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Together, DNB and Nordea will create a new and attractive bank with size that will enable us to serve our clients even better. DNB has, during the last couple of years, been built up a sustainable and successful business, very customer-centric. We have over 70 branches, we have over 1.1 million customers, and we have 1,800 enthusiastic and dedicated employees within DNB. This, as Inga said, this is to take it to the next level. We need a scale. We need a scale to prepare for the future banking environment. This is why joining forces with Nordea is a perfect match. Nordea has built a very strong business within the large corporate segment. As of DNB, we have built a stronger position within smaller and medium-sized company, and together we have a strong position within the retail market. A combined bank will, as Inga said, have a strong geographical presence, with Nordea being strong in Estonia, us ourselves being very strong in Lithuania, and now with combining our forces here in Latvia also becoming very strong. So in consequence, the new bank will be a better geographical spread, it will have a better product offering, and it will give smarter solutions to the customers. Isn't that right, Inga?
Yes, thank you, Mats. That is a very good summary. As a top bank in the region, we will continue servicing corporate, household, and private customers. There will be no changes for our customers until transaction closes. And after the merger, both our customers, DNB and Nordea, will have an opportunity to expand their banking relationship with one of the leading banks in the region. Together, as Matt said, we will be able to better meet increasing customer demands and counter competition. With the strong focus on the Baltics, the new bank will be the first largest corporate lender to corporates and second largest lender to households. The aim is to become a primary choice for Baltic customers for banking relationships and build a successful platform for future growth. The Nordea and DNB will have a joint responsibility over the new bank and will have equal voting rights while having different economic interest that will reflect relative equity value of the contribution to the combined bank at the time of closing. And on behalf of Nordea, I can say that we are very, very strongly committed to making this new bank successful. Mats.
Thank you, Inga. Just to confirm what Inga says, we have high ambitions for this new bank. It will be an independent bank with strong Nordic heritage and Nordic roots. The aim is to maintain and attract customer relationships going forward. We will achieve synergies that we believe is possible by joining forces. Of course, this is due to the approval from regulatory authorities. We expect that the closing of this transaction will be second quarter next year. Until then, it is business as usual. We will be competing, DNB and Nordea, until we have the approvals, until the closing is done. And we are very much looking forward to that competition, right, Inga?
Yes. And what comes afterwards.
And what comes after it. So once again, I think this is a big day for customers in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Thank you.
Thank you, speakers. So I would like now to open up the floor for the questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. For the listeners, online listeners, then you have to find a window. You can ask your question there, and then we will open it when it comes up. So the first question. Microphone, please.
Hello. Aaron Eglitis, Bloomberg News. What kind of cost savings do you see from this transaction, from the merger, and where do you expect headcount to be after the two banks are combined in the Baltic states? Thank you.
Well, up until this moment, we actually have been working very hard to figure out if this step makes sense. Now we have figured out, and we are here today announcing that it does make sense for us to combine forces and build something greater. We have not assessed in detail synergies. Of course, since there are two IT systems, there will be coming synergies from IT systems. When it comes to our employees, of course, over time there will be some progressive changes to positions. However, since we are intending to build a strong and independent bank, there will also be opening new opportunities for employees that have not been open until now. For example, there are certain functions that are performed by the group in both organizations, and we will be building those functions in the Baltics. For example, treasury is one, and there are many other. So there will be also a lot of opportunities for talented people, for people who are interested, and we will be tapping into the Baltic talent pool.
Ksenia Kolesnikova, Latvian Radio. When the transaction will be finished, what would it practically mean for already existing customers of two banks?
Practically, you will have a better geographical presence in the whole Baltics, also in Latvia. We will be able to offer a broader product range. And being more competitive will also enable us to create better products and services towards the clients.
And I can add to this that while having strong Nordic support and ownership, the bank will enjoy sufficient autonomy that will enable it to be more agile, to have faster decision-making process, and at the end of the day, customers will enjoy and receive more product development and greater service development.
We have a question over there.
Robert Craig from Marileht. In which country the joint venture will be incorporated, and will our banks will be like subsidiaries or full branches?
Should I?
If you want.
The legal where we will register the new bank will be in Estonia. And the outcome, when concluded, will be that in Latvia and in Lithuania there will be branches. That being said, we will have functions, center of excellences, competence centers, etc. in all countries. So we need to operate, we will operate in all countries as banks with the competence centers, etc. I think Nordea today has a similar structure operating, and it's operating quite well. Any?
Okay, do we have more? Yeah.
Hello, Siiri Liiva from Estonian daily newspaper Postimees. I have actually several questions. Can you already elaborate on the brand or name that the new bank will be using? That's the first question. Second question is what will be the division of shares between the two merging banks? And the third question is related to the market share in all different, in all three Baltic states. Where do the banks stand today separately, and what will be the situation after the merger? Thank you.
Okay.
Many questions.
A lot of questions in one go. Of course, now that we have decided that this is making sense, and the work on the new organization and on the new bank will start now. So we will start this process, including the new brand. But of course, the new bank will have new brand and hopefully reflecting the main focus, Baltics and also Nordic ownership. When it comes to division of shares, as I have stated in my opening remarks, that both shareholders will manage the bank jointly. The decision process will be equal, although they will have a different economic interest, and that will be dependent on the size, the value of the business at the time of closing. And when it comes to market shares, I have some statistics I'll have to open a bit. If we are talking about lending market shares, then in Lithuania today we have Nordea has 12%, DNB has 17%. In Latvia, Nordea has 18%, DNB 11%. In Estonia, Nordea has 19%, DNB has 3% market share. Combined Baltic market share today, Nordea is 16%, DNB is 11%. After the merger, the expected market shares, of course they might change because there will be changes in the business by the time transaction closes, and I think as Matt said, the transaction we expect that will be closed in the second quarter of 2017. So the combined market share in Lithuania should be 29%, Latvia 30%, Estonia 22%, and the combined Baltic market share should be 26%.
Okay, we have one more question from the audience.
How will direct ECB supervision affect the new combined bank?
Sorry, once again?
Direct ECB supervision, given the size of
Yes, it's once again that process has started now. It is a process that will be governed by all the authorities, and we foresee that it will be a system critical bank in the region going forward.
We expect that the size of the bank will fall under SEB supervision, and in cross-border supervisions, there is a very close cooperation between local supervisors. So most likely there will be a joint team of supervisors headed by ECB.
One more question.
Dzintars Salos, I'm a client in one of the banks. I would like to ask you, where do you see the joint bank in 5 years' time?
Well, if you're asking me, we are creating something big that will have scale, strong geographic presence, that will have sufficient resources to offer our clients new solutions, attractive solutions. We are intending to compete strongly for home bank relationships and expanding our customer share. So we wish to be a leading bank in the Baltics.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more question there.
Andrew Todarchuk, Business Vesti Daily. Can you say, about volume of employees in your bank after this process? It will be increase or?
No, I think Inga. I think the Inga answered quite correctly. We are joining forces. There will be new opportunities. We need to address new functions. We need to create the competence centers, etc. Today, it's absolutely it's difficult to say what the final outcome will be, also long term. That being said, scalability is key to compete in future banking.
Thank you. Okay, while we are waiting for more questions from the audience, I will read out some that have not overlapped yet. So, speakers, please explain what are the smarter solutions for customers to be expected, as you mentioned that there would be bigger IT developments coming up.
Should you or I start?
You can start.
Yeah. No, but I think just to combine the products and services that we have will enable customers to get a better offering. That in combination with our digital thinking, we are on the path of digital banking going forward. We can't say today what how the product mix will look like, but we can assure you that we have a digital thinking. Because banking is digital in the future. We will have the resources to develop new products and services. And as Inga said, we will have the independence and will also give us the rationale to act fast.
Thank you. One more question about leasing and pensions companies. What will happen to them?
Leasing and pension companies will also be merged into the new entity.
Thank you. You mentioned that the new bank will gain from the synergies. So what would be the main areas or kind of focus areas for those larger synergies?
Well, I can say that the IT is obviously one of the largest areas for synergy. Today we have two systems. The new bank will have one system. And we know that IT is a costly and expensive part of the operation. So clearly there will be synergies coming from that.
More questions from the audience? Yes, please.
In Estonia, TransferWise, it's a PSP provider. It works successfully because in next year in European Union will be work new edition of Euro directive about alternative payment system. For example, in your new bank, will be any decision about new payment system, about maybe your own PSP?
Well, since we wish to establish ourselves as a leading bank in the region, and we do wish to keep all business lines, and payments are a very important part. Daily banking is a very important part of our business. So as a new bank, we will be looking at all possible solutions and at all possible forms of cooperation. Of course, it's premature to discuss this at the moment. As I said, there will be a process where we will be designing. But since we are going to be establishing ourselves as a leading bank, there will be, of course, interesting solutions in that area as well.
Iris Adamson, Latin News Agency. I wanted to ask, why did you choose to register the new bank in Estonia, not in Riga?
Well, we had, this is a very big transaction. And as I said, this is possibly one of the largest transactions in this region. We have had a number of advisors and who have evaluated the total environment. They have evaluated operational environment, legal environment, tax environment, and they have pointed out to Estonia as a place for registration. But as Matt already said, I would like to emphasize that a place of registration and operations we see somewhat separately. We put a lot of emphasis on the way we are going to be operating, and we are building a Baltic bank with centers of excellence spread across the 3 Baltic countries, just like in Nordea we are operating today.
Thank you. I have one more very practical question. We know that DNB in Estonia, in Lithuania, they just moved to new premises. So the question is very practical. What will happen to the existing buildings, and will employees move to other ones?
That's a very practical question. No, we opened a new office in Vilnius as of last week, and you need to understand that that is a project that has taken a lot of time and a lot of efforts to conclude on, and we are very proud of what we have achieved. As of today, to confirm or not where we should be located in the future, it's too early to say. We will conduct our business until we have the clearance from all the regulatory environments, until the closing second quarter next year. And that is maybe the only firm answer I can give you today. I just can add that there are great locations.
Thank you.
You've seen them, Inga, right? They are
Yes.
good.
Yes.
More questions from the audience? Yes, please.
In Estonia, in financial sector, there is one claim that actually this merger is first step to leave Baltic market. How would you comment on that?
Well, I can say that no, this is not an exit strategy. We are investing really enormous resources into developing this operation further. We have a clear plan on how to proceed. And as I said, on behalf of Nordea, I can state that we are firmly committed to making this organization, this new bank, a success.
And I can just confirm from DNB's perspective that we have the same view on this. This is creating value. This is why we're doing this, to join forces. We are a good match. We're not just a good match, we are the perfect match, I would say. We will create value for the ownership, for the customers, and for the employees in the long term. That's my DNB's perspective on this.
Yes, I have 2 more questions from online viewers. So please elaborate on shareholder willingness, readiness, and extent of further funding Baltic operations.
Once again.
If I get it right, so the question is from where new bank will get the funding?
Well, the main funding source for the bank today is deposits, and that will be a key going forward. With that said, we will also, in the long or mid-term perspective, look for alternative financing for the bank to become independent. That said, DNB and or the owners will and are committed to fund whatever is necessary for this new bank.
And I think it is natural for the funding. If you look at the other two competitors, they are either fully self-funded on the Baltic market or close to being self-funded. And over the years, as Nordea, we have tried to increase deposit base. So the bank will continue and the primary source will be deposits. But as Matt said, whatever shortage will be there, the owners are committed to provide funding.
Thank you. So I think we are ready to wrap it up slowly. I have 2 more questions coming in from online viewers. We'll answer them, and then maybe a last question from the audience. So the question about time estimation. So what is our estimation? What's your estimation about the time needed for having a new bank?
Well, if you ask us, I think we would like to have it by yesterday. But there is, of course, a regulatory process that we need to go through, where our intention, the merger, needs to be approved by regulatory authorities. Of course, the structure for the new bank needs to be set up, and our expectation is that in the second quarter of 2017 we will be able to operate as one bank.
Thank you. And I assume our customers are also watching us, so once again, the confirmation maybe for our customers. So what will change to our customers, and will they have to worry about anything?
In the short perspective and in the long-term perspective, they don't need to worry about anything. This is good. It's good. But to confirm on that, I mean, until we have closed the transaction, it's business as usual, and clients don't need to do anything. We will, of course, be in contact with our customers, and we will be open to questions, etc. And we will, during this process, both towards customers but also to others, of course, have an information flow going through the whole process. In the long-term perspective, as stated before, we will be able to meet our clients in a more sufficient way going forward, with better products, better services, etc.
Thank you. And we have the last question from the audience.
Will either of the banks have the option to buy the other one out in this joint venture?
I think that it is premature to ask that question. We have a plan on how to build that bank, and we are strongly committed to making it a success. And I think anything before that would be pure speculation.
Thank you. I think with this positive note, we can wrap up our Q&A session and our press conference.